guys, welcome to Board Watch. I'm Brian.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Joey.
All right, and Justin will be another one of our 6 players for the Game of Thrones board game playthrough. So as soon as this video comes up, you can actually vote on the @BoardWatchGames Twitter account for which house you want Justin to be. By that point, there's only going to be 2 houses left. So whichever house he isn't is the house that Robert's going to be, and then we will be playing it on Monday the 15th. So, yeah. Justin, just a little bit about yourself. This is a question I've been kind of asking everybody that's been coming on. I asked Ben this. Top 5 favorite board games.
Top 5 favorite board games. All right. Well, chess was like the first board game I ever took seriously.
Okay.
So I got to throw that in there. It's just a classic. Dead of Winter. And this is no particular order, by the way.
Okay.
Alchemist.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Which happens to be Brian's
that's
favorite,
my
if
number
I
one,
recall correctly. Captain Sonar.
Yeah, that game.
Which we just played. I've only even played it once, but it was that fucking dope.
I was talking about it,
like,
but I'm like, it's so new though
easily-
that the recency bias, like, I couldn't put it on my.
I could because I had that much fucking
Yeah,
fun.
it is a
And that
really
was
good
only
game.
one time. And then last but not least, Pandemic fucking Legacy.
Pandemic Legacy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Pandemic Legacy. Which
That was my number 2.
Which happens to be the number 1 rated game
On Board Game Geek.
Board.
Yeah. So for anybody that's not very well versed in modern board games, there's an online database called Board Game Geek that has like all 90,000 games that have ever been made, and like users rate games, and they have like this formula. And right now, Pandemic Legacy is rated as the best game of all time. So that's a good resource. The Dice Tower also is a great resource. But of course, as with all like ratings and systems and stuff like that, there's going to be biases. So it's good to know the people giving you the information. And so if you know that they like certain types of games that you don't, you can at least understand where their perspective is from and be like, okay, I get where they're coming from, but you can pass on that. But
Yeah. Also, 2
we're
honorable
the
mentions.
we are in the we are in the gold age of modern board games right now. Like gaming has progressed so far since Monopoly. It started with Settlers of Catan back in 1995. That like came over from Germany, and like it just started this like boom in games that has been a really exciting time. So anyway, 2 honorable mentions.
2 honorable mentions. Clue, because that was the first board game I
there you
loved.
go.
And Tragedy Looper.
Oh, Tragedy Loop. Yeah, so
Tragedy
you can
Loop.
tell that he likes deduction games, because Alchemists is a big deduction game. Tragedy Looper is a time-traveling deduction
And
game.
co-op.
Yeah,
And deduction.
yeah.
Is like what I like.
So, yeah, no, obviously I own pretty much all that except for Clue, so... So that's I'm totally down with all those choices as well. And then just some of your Thrones experience. I know that you said you've read all the books, and pretty much like before each season comes out, you rewatch the whole series too, don't you?
That is correct.
So you watched season 1, and then before season 2 came out, you watched season 1 again.
Season 1.
Then before season 3 came out, you watched seasons 1 and 2.
Yep.
Then before season 4 came out, you watched
That
seasons
is
1,
true.
2, and 3. So
I like that.
you've seen
you
season
might have
1.
a fuller experience than me. I didn't
You've
think
seen
of that.
season 1 like what, 7 times now? 8 times now?
Shit. Yeah.
So yeah,
When you put it that way.
if anybody at the table is like a dedicated Game of Thrones guy, it's him. And so if I make any mistakes, he'll be able to correct me on the spot, because I know that I've been incorrect in some of the things I've been saying. So
It's pretty quick.
yeah. So all right, I think that's pretty much all we need. Is there anything else? Like favorite TV shows.
Favorite TV shows.
Well,
Obviously.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yeah.
I really dig Childish Gambino's Atlanta.
Ooh, good shout out.
Shit, what else do I fucking watch?
That's it.
I watch so much stuff. It's like I'm like drawing a blank right now.
I feel
Wait,
like
what is some stuff on like HBO? Oh, fucking Westworld.
Oh, yeah,
That
that's
shit
cool.
is
People
dope.
keep on telling us that we need to watch
Westworld.
it.
World
Yeah,
is dope.
same. I gotta watch that.
I really, really dig Westworld. And then probably like House of Cards.
Ooh.
I've seen everything on that.
I heard Scandal's really good too.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, okay.
He said he heard it's good.
I've never. My
just for you
sister's
to
on
say
that
that.
right there. Why?
Yeah, no, don't watch
No?
that.
Is that a good show?
Watch nothing that is on network television.
Oh.
So it's on CBS, ABC,
I tried to give
Fox,
a network shout out.
NBC. Watch nothing on any of those channels.
Showtime.
If you're gonna watch cable,
Showtime
you watch
HBO.
AMC or you watch FX.
I watch
Don't
Game
watch
of Thrones.
anything else.
That's all I watch right now.
That's good.
That's
good.
literally all
Yeah.
I watch right now.
I need to start
4
getting
episodes
some
a
more
week.
animes because like I watched Death Note, which I loved, Trigun, Samurai
Oh, watch
Champloo.
One Punch Man.
I still
I
haven't
heard
seen
that
Cowboy Bebop, and I've heard great
Oh,
things.
you gotta watch Bebop. Watch Bebop first. Cause
Yeah,
Bebop is
no,
like,
I've heard
That's
amazing
good.
things about
Shit.
Cowboy Bebop.
Bebop was like my transition because like I grew up watching obviously like Dragon Ball Z, which is like everybody's first real.
I actually
anime.
still haven't seen that.
But like Cowboy Bebop was the first one I watched that transitioned me into like actual like the heavy storytelling, as opposed to like Dragon Ball Z, which technically is for adults, but it's like a lot more kids can watch that too, and like Sailor Moon and shit. That was all shit you watched when you were a kid. But like Cowboy Bebop was the first one when I was like older and I was like actually understanding the more mature things.
What's the one where
going
there's
on.
like giants?
Oh, Attack on Titan.
Oh, I heard that.
That one is
great.
yeah, I've heard great things. Oh, and
Samurai
I also
Champloo
need.
is
I
my
also
favorite.
I love Samurai Champloo, but I've also need to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Right? There's Full Metal Alchemist, and then there's
a
Full
couple
Metal.
of them.
But I hear Brotherhood's the best one.
I have not seen Brotherhood. I've only seen Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, no, I hear Brotherhood is that's what I hear at least.
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Death Note is awesome.
Death Note is.
We're hitting
Death
that
Note-
anime
Well, up
nation
to a certain episode, but
Up to a
For
certain.
an anime fan.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. There is a point. Sword Art Online is another dope one.
For the non-anime fans. Just like,
Again, though,
I'll see you in 5
up.
minutes.
Be an anime fan.
Yeah,
If you're
just
not an
keep
anime fan, be one.
We're trying to take
You know what's
guys
weird? On the subject, anime is totally
We're putting in
unrelated.
footwork
But
for anime.
it's so weird now to me because, like,
is.
when I was younger, anime was super taboo,
Yo,
and you used to have to
I have to say
pretend.
something after.
You have to pretend like you did not watch anime because people would make fun of you, like people would bag on you. Like my brothers and my cousins and shit, they catch me watching
Especially
Dragon
for
Ball
Black,
Z,
yeah, seriously.
and like I'd change the channel and they'd be like, "Do you like this show?" Because they're like, every time we come in your room, you're watching Dragon Ball Z, and then you change the channel real quick like you weren't watching it. And I'm like, no, don't like that show at all.
Fuck that show.
Don't like that show at all. But like now, like I see kids and they're like just openly wearing like Attack on Titan stuff, and like
Yeah, there's a
like kids love anime
I grew up
nowadays.
with my-
It did not used to be that. Kids who watched anime used to get made fun
I
of.
was used to it because my stepbrother watched it, so I didn't watch it. But like, I always make sure he didn't get made fun of. But he got me to watch this movie, Spirited Away. It's the most fucked up movie to watch as
It's
a
a good
kid.
movie.
No, fuck that movie. And I got fucking nightmares from that movie. Still to this day, I don't know if you guys seen it. It's like demons taking
I've seen
children. It's messed up. I don't know. Have you seen it?
no, I haven't. I've heard weird things about
It's a weird movie.
Elfenlied, or whatever.
Spirited Away is really good. I recommend it.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, we should probably actually get
Yeah,
into the
back to the
episode now.
show.
So,
Yeah.
season 3, episode
Hey guys,
4.
we're
Let's
back.
go.
Yeah. 5 minutes later.
Can't say that I've ever seen a man drink horse piss that fast.
Oh, that's fucked up. Oh. Damn, really good. Try to keep remembering his friend out the window.
Do that again, and I'll take your other hand. One day, in Mir, a certain man made my master an offer too tempting to refuse. I feared the man meant to use me, as I'd heard some men used small boys, but what he wanted was far worse. He gave me a potion that made me powerless to move or speak, yet did nothing to dull my senses. With a hooked blade he sliced me, root and stem, chanting all the while. He burned my parts in a brazier. The flames turned blue, and I heard a voice answer his call. Influence grows like a weed. I tended mine patiently, until its tendrils reached from the Red Keep all the way across to the far side of the world, where I managed to wrap them around something very special.
Sorcerer.
Hello, my old friend. It's been a long time. I'm missing something obvious you're about to point out?
2 feather beds. He's bringing 2 feather beds for the cabin.
Who is important enough to Littlefinger to merit a feather bed besides Littlefinger? Could he be bringing one of his girls?
He's not interested in them, my lord.
How do you know?
Because I'm one of his girls.
Sometimes severity is the price we pay for greatness.
I couldn't agree more.
Shall we go and see them? If you give them your love, they will return it 1,000-fold.
Open the doors.
Joffrey? Wait.
United those boys.
The Stark boys.
And found them. Some poor orphans living with the farmer. I let Dagmar slit their throats. And I let him burn the bodies. So I could keep Winterfell. And make my father proud.
Maybe it's not too late.
It is. My real father lost his head at King's Landing. I made a choice. And I chose wrong.
Yeah. Welcome
I brought him back. He killed the others.
What? No, I didn't. You can't. Please stop.
Put him back where he belongs.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Why would he do that? Jesus Christ.
I know what you did for me. You told them Tarth was full of sapphires. It's called the Sapphire Isle because of the blue of its water. You knew that. Why did you help me?
Marjorie has her claws in Joffrey. She knows how to manipulate him.
Good. I wish you knew how to manipulate him. I don't distrust you because you're a woman. I distrust you because you're not as smart as you think you are. You've allowed that boy to ride roughshod over you and everyone else in this city.
I knew Tyler would like lay down with fucking law when he came.
Preach
Good
it,
God.
preach it, Reverend Tyler. She's not as smart as she thinks she is.
We should try stopping him from doing what he likes.
I will.
Ooh, he's such a thug.
That boy good.
Another
That boy good, I swear he is.
I will.
I will.
That's what he will.
Littlefinger was born with no lands, no wealth, no armies. He has acquired the first two. How long before he has the army? Perhaps you'll laugh, but I know him better than most, and this is the truth. Littlefinger is one of the most dangerous men in Westeros. If Robb Stark falls, Sansa Stark is the key to the north.
And if Littlefinger marries her, he'll have the key in his pocket.
Which seems such a shame. Why should a man with such a low reputation steal away such a lovely bride?
You must despise him. You're working so hard to undermine him.
Actually, I rather enjoy him. But he would see this country burn if he could be king of the ashes.
You must see Highgarden. You'd love it there, I know you would. We have a great masquerade the night of the harvest moon. You should see the costumes. People work on them for months.
I don't think the Queen would let me leave King's Landing.
The Queen Regent, you mean? Once I marry Joffrey, I'll be Queen. And if you were to marry Loras... Oh, your place would be at Highgarden, wouldn't it? We would be sisters, you and I.
Ooh, that's a good move with the Tyrells. Oh, and she's so happy about it. Oh, that's insane. And he's gay, which she probably wouldn't be against either.
You are a bastard. A daughter fucking wildling bastard.
Nice. Oh, he's dead.
For this. On hand, I shall have your head.
Did they just kill him?
We have to go! Now! Do you take me for my brother? Is being born Clegane a crime? Murder is a crime. I never touched the Targaryen babes. I never saw them. Never smelled them. Never heard them bawling. You want to cut my throat? Get on with it! But don't call me murderer. And pretend that you're not.
You murdered Micah, the butcher's boy, my friend. He was 12 years old. He was unarmed, and you rode him down. You slung him over your horse like he was some deer.
Aye, he was a bleeder.
You don't deny killing this boy. I was Joffrey's sworn shield. The boy attacked the prince.
That's a lie. I hit Joffrey. Micah just ran away.
You stand accused of murder.
But no one here knows the truth of the charge, so it is not for us to judge you.
Only the Lord of Light will do that now.
Lord of Light?
I sentence you to trial by combat.
Should we find out if your fire god really loves you, priest? Or is the little girl the bravest one here?
Aye. She might be. But it's me you'll fight.
Is it done then? They belong to me. Indas lysa Tida.
Tida.
This is done. You hold the whip.
Zadrizes guzdaris daur.
Rashi valire.
Nigei Daenerys gel masmo en Targaryen entrant. En Valeria wekoana garexan. Valeria munio engos nuihis isa.
Ooh, she's so hot. Her hotness is
Go
like
Katie.
20 out of 10.
This whole time she knew what he was saying.
Yeah,
It's
the
so
whole
fucking
time.
funny. Oh my god.
Dracarys.
I knew she was gonna do that. I knew it. It's a shame.
Dove Gavis? Jemu Clive Sorit. Kenzo Tubi. Jemu Tigri Depan. Hendo Jagun Charles Alue Valimeri. Hendo Jagun Costas. Untori Vali Sirio Trikilsa. Jemu Kiven Yui Depan. Une City Vili Bila. Untari Valetti.
That's a huge power change for Daenerys.
Dude, you know what? This is in the top 5 episodes.
Ooh, wow.
Like, fire.
Just drop
This
this.
is a fuck.
Damn. Oh, it ended. Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
I need to make a compilation of just your reactions to the episode's ending.
I hate it come so abruptly. You're just like, oh.
It's like, oh shit, it's over. So, yeah, I mean, I guess Danny is kind of the first thing that we should talk about. Marcus in Milwaukee, I'm guessing, is who it's from. So, how about her being able to speak Valyrian?
Oh, I love that. Oh, that was badass. And she knew the entire time.
Yeah, like all the shit he was talking about her.
Oh, I love that. No, that was dope. That was cool. I'm not changing my opinion of her. I still think she's only doing it for herself, but out of all the other people doing it for themselves,
Everybody's
I respect
doing
her.
everything for themselves.
No, I know. I respect her. It changed because at first I was like, okay, I'm really understanding it's just because it's really turning into a battle for thrones now.
Right.
Like before, it was just like they were reasons people were doing stuff, and now those are kind of going away, and it's just like who can take care of the crown the best, or who just wants it the most.
She was able to kind of please both Selmy and Jorah, because in the last episode, Selmy was just like, you're gonna have a better time having people fight for you that actually love you. Like people loved Rhaegar. They fought for him because they loved him. But battles aren't won on the back of slaves. And she freed the slaves. She's like, you are all free right now. Kill your masters.
Yeah.
You are all free. If you want to come fight with me, do it. But
well, she may have I mean, I don't know for sure, but remember they were not going to sell all the half ones, the ones that were like not all the way fully trained. She may also have those too.
Yeah.
So she may have more than 8,000.
Okay.
Just saying.
And
right, because they were saying it would bring shame if some of the
they could
less
also
trained
have
guys
some of the less trained guys too, and who knows anybody else there. So all in the middle too. So she's a lot of people right now, all willing to fight for her, all wanting to fight for her, and 3 dragons still, which I knew she wasn't gonna give up.
To Brian's point, though, in regards to like appeasing both Selmy and Jorah, it's pretty interesting to see that like the Unsullied are like that perfect balance, because
they're not
like if you notice, and it actually fits that happened with this episode, because if you notice with the Brotherhood Without Banners, where Arya is, if you notice when they were talking about the fact that they run away, he mentioned there's no wolves or lions, so he brought up the Starks too.
Yeah,
he's saying,
Starks are bad people.
The Starks army are full of just, even though the Starks themselves are considered a noble
those
family.
guys rape those women and
exactly
them up by and Brienne frees
exactly.
them.
So and that was Jorah's point of it, was he was like, you use these Unsullied guys, all that stuff goes out the window.
Yeah, they won't rape
them. They're not going to do that stuff.
They're not going to kill.
So it's kind of interesting concept, because so many people love the Starks, but people never really think about the fact that there's members of the Stark army that do dirt ass shit too.
Well, of the North, too. That do horrible shit. No, it's true though. But no, she keeps her army tight.
So yeah, you kind of already alluded to it, but Mark Roy just wants to know your opinions on Danny. Have they changed at all?
She's much stronger now.
Much strong. Okay.
She sounded like a chick who just was being like, she was really bitchy with like no actual power for a few episodes. That was kind of starting to annoy me, and just like constantly was like, gimme. Now she's really taking, and so like Yeah, I knew she was going to betray him, and that's fucked up, but he would have done just the same if he could have, too. And so, even though he didn't technically, but I'm just saying, like, you know, in this world, you can't get mad if someone betrays you.
So, back to Marcus in Milwaukee. What's Dany's next move? Now that you've seen the power of just what one dragon can do, she's got 3 dragons in an army of 8,000.
And they're getting much, much stronger. And she's going to get people to rally behind her, hopefully.
And they're far from done growing.
Yeah, they're going to.
The dragons are going to.
They're not even close. So that was just one dragon, not even close to full grown, and she's got 3.
And she's got 3 dragons. No, she's a huge force now. Huge. That's what I said. I mean, just those dragons.
So what's her next move?
Probably if I was her. The north is dangerous. She has to go across, but where do you go across?
Exactly. That's a very good question.
But we've also got a big problem right now. How?
And how she gets across too. I would go to Bravos if I was her.
Oh, where the Iron Bank is?
Yeah, I'd go where the Iron Bank is and try to like get ships or money or something from there, or just rally those people, and then from there go to the. I would just take the Martells just because like I don't know them yet, and I guess they'd be the most like they're out of everything right now because if she goes to the north, it's dangerous. If she goes to, obviously to the Greyjoys, it's no good. If she goes to the Lannisters, if she goes to the Tyrells, if she goes anywhere else, it's pretty bad. But right now, that I know of, I don't know how bad the Martells are. So I would say she either goes to the Martells, or if I'd have to guess, not including Martells because I don't know, I would say for her to go to the north and then just go through like that way, like from the Vale almost.
Okay. And then this kind of goes back to the first time you met the Unsullied. Bjorn just wants to know your thoughts on the Unsullied's training. How messed up.
Necessary evil.
Necessary evil.
It's messed up. The show's full of that. Like, there's no just good thing. There's something bad.
That's the best part about this.
That's the best show because it's real life. There's something bad. But I'm guaranteed something bad happened. Like, it's just that's how life is sad. But the show does a good job of capturing that.
So we were already alluding to the Brotherhood without Banner. So let's go to.
They let me down a lot with this whole Lord of Light business.
Oh yeah. Well,
that was the biggest thing with this whole episode. I was really like, oh, my Merry Men, Robin Hood guys, I like them. They're like Lord of Light. I'm like, oh, they're crazy.
I told you that after the episode I would tell you. So remember back in season 1 when Ned was on the throne.
Yes.
And the Mountain was going out raping and pillaging.
Oh yeah, and he sent that.
That was Beric Dondarrion. The guy that he was talking to, he's like, Beric Dondarrion, you go out and find the Mountain and bring him to justice.
So he was part of the Kingsguard?
No.
He was just a random guy at King's Landing.
He's one of the Storm Lords, so he's a bannerman to the Baratheons.
Oh, that's right.
That's why he's here. I was about to call him a Stark bannerman, so thank you, Justin.
To the Baratheons.
Well, like his sigil is lightning. That's why they call him the Lightning Lord. They don't really go into this in the show, but Beric Dondarrion is known as.
Oh, because he was complaining to them about him going and like killing all these people, and he was like, "You go out and kill."
Yeah. So, and then that was also when he's like, bring Tywin to King's Landing for justice.
Oh yeah, that was right.
Yeah. So he's like, go kill the Mountain and then bring Tywin here for justice. So yeah, that was Beric Dondarrion.
And it's a different actor who played him, so that might have been why maybe you didn't recognize him.
There's a few times in the show where there's actor changes.
Yeah, I didn't recognize that guy at all.
Yeah.
That's probably why too.
And I don't think he had an eye patch in that scene, did he?
No.
Yeah.
That happens.
Right. Yeah. We were at Arya right now. So, what do you think about their sense of justice? They just kept on trying to like push stuff on the Hound, and the Hound's like, "I wasn't there."
It's like in a good place, but then also like really misguided. I mean, but at least, they challenged the trial by combat, so then I guess that is a sentence in its own. So I guess they were like really rash with their sentencing. But at least it's not just death. Like at least a trial.
Like Liza Aaron just be like.
Yeah,
she's crazy when she's trying to
throw you out the fucking.
She's just like, we'll just let you rot in a cell until you confess.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I guess they did a little bit better, but like they still did sentence him to trial by combat, and the only thing that they had was the boy.
Arya. That's the reason. Like they were trying to find something, and it was Arya that was the one that was able to find it. And they're like, well, nobody here really knows what... They could have just taken Arya's word for it.
Yeah.
But they're like, well, nobody here really knows what happened, so we have to do trial by combat.
I see.
So
No, I guess that's better. I mean, it's the most democratic so far that I've seen, I guess. So it's like...
I mean, at least, you know, you have a fair chance.
Yeah, I mean, especially if
And honestly,
honestly
points a lot of their to their character because, I mean, if you're ranking fighters in the realm at this point, most people are going to have the Hound in the top 5.
In top 5
so for
sure.
them to clearly have the opportunity to just cut his fucking throat, be done with it, piss on his ashes.
One of the Barrett is going to have to
for him to step up and be like, "Yo, you want some of this, dog?" With one eye too,
crazy. No, and with no hesitation, not even like
he's just like, "Yeah, Arya might have the most balls out of all of us,"
and he's confident, but I'll be the one to fight you. Like he's fucking him. Like,
but you know, it's proof of you know, like what I love about this, because as opposed to LOTR, Lord of the Rings, is George R. R. Martin said this. He said that his biggest critique of Lord of the Rings was there was no religion. There was no worshiping
at all
things
whatsoever. And that's huge motivation.
It's huge because that's the whole reason of why Beric Dondarrion is doing what he's doing because he believes in the Lord of Light. So he's like, if this guy is innocent, the Lord of Light will save me.
Yeah,
and if he's not, I'm gonna fucking win this shit.
Yeah.
I don't care. 16 seed taking on the number one. Like I'm taking him down. I'm taking him down.
The Lord of Light has a lot of
like it provides interesting.
But they don't seem as crazy as
Not yet, but I'm still timid about this whole situation. That's the only person I've ever known so far to know the Lord of Light was her. So,
speaking of another godly man, Craster, I am a godly man,
and then he dies. I love that.
So, your bottom 3, one of your bottom 3 is dead. So his bottom 3 going into this episode,
Animation,
where Theon was his number 1 least favorite, Joffrey and Craster. So Craster is dead.
So that means that I have to readjust that now.
Yeah, who's your third? I know you said Theon twice. You said Theon was your number 1 and your number 2.
Theon still is number 2. I'll say
we'll get to Theon.
He's just about to get tortured again. Apparently,
we'll get to Theon in a little bit, but we'll stick on the wall right now. But yeah, so.
I don't think I have one then right now. I don't have anybody that I just
Littlefinger, Cersei.
Oh yeah, Cersei. Oh, I hate Cersei. Yeah.
Or do you hate somebody that a lot of people like?
Oh yeah.
No, not yet. I thought I was gonna start disliking Daenerys, but she took a lot of it back. I like.
Right. Yeah. No. Like he's actually been.
She was
really
one episode away from not liking her.
Right. Yeah. No. Like Daenerys has never gotten anywhere close to his top 3.
Oh no, she's still.
It's pretty much
not mine either.
Even still. No.
It's kind of rare, but you know, with Daenerys, it's like she has moments like this episode where you're like, oh, swoon.
And then you have
moments. But then she has moments where you're like.
So like,
she burned a witch alive on Essos originally, and I was just like, no one else was.
And I will never forget her for Drogo. I'll never forget her for that.
Oh, I know.
And
she's the reason that she got cut, and she's the reason that he died.
Bro, I can tell.
Anyway,
anyway,
don't ever trust check that. No, sorry. Right, go ahead.
All right, so sticking north of the wall, there was a freaking mutiny. Like the Night's Watch are fighting each other. So like, what is the Mutineers play right now? What is Sam and Gilly's play right now? What's going? So Liz is asking these questions.
I would say run. If I was Sam and try to get to the wall as quickly as possible, like that's his only play. Like he's not gonna stop anywhere. And if I was sadly to say, I know this is gonna sound dark, but like if I also am those guys, I would slit the throats of all the wounded and go straight for the wall too, because no one needs to be on the other side of that wall right now, or they're just gonna die. So it's the only option. So
that nobody tells them about the mutiny, and they can just be like, oh, they just died.
Yeah, exactly. And if I was them, I'd also try to slit the throats of like Sam and that girl and kill them too. I'd have to, because then they teach. I know this is very dark.
Well, no, but like
in their motivation,
you're talking about like we talk a lot about people's motivations in this,
which is funny because like that darkness is the reason Craster died, and we'll also free those women that they're probably raping. Actually, but it's sad.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, now we'll go to Theon. So
what's happening to this fucking world?
So first off, Belonglos, did Theon show? Belonglos is the person asking the question. Wants to know did Theon legitimately show regret? I mean, do you think that was like true regret?
No, it was true pity on himself that he fucked up. He realized it wasn't a regret. It wasn't like
he didn't.
Because you know why it didn't show?
He said his true father died. His true father was beheaded.
I would have to disagree with that.
Ned. He's basically saying Ned Stark was his real father.
Yes, but he said that his true father, Ned Stark, he betrayed him. But if you even think back to when he was like, "Did you kill the boys?" He's like, "No, I didn't kill the boy." It wasn't like I couldn't even. I thought about killing. Like he didn't break down in tears for even thinking about killing the boys. It was even when he was talking about. It was a slow realization of how much he messed up and that he made the wrong decision. And even then, that was the part that you have to really focus on, because if you had said it like, I messed up so bad, like I hurt so many people that did right by me, then that's one thing. But he's like, I made the right. It's still thinking about himself, like where he could have. It's still like a very inner. He doesn't care about anyone else except where he deserves to be. And so, yes, I feel like he regrets it because he made the wrong decision, but now regrets it because it was the wrong thing to do. And that's why he's still in my body.
But there's this to keep in mind too, because when he talked about those boys, I took from the scene. Because of the fact he specifically mentions that he didn't even have the stones to cut their throats himself, and to burn them themselves. I think I felt like that was more of his way of saying, like, in the midst of me taking these boys who had nothing to do with this, I didn't even have the guts to actually, pass the sentence myself, which kind of takes us back to Eddard's main rule that we started from the very first pilot episode. Was like, he who passes the sentence, swings the sword. And so I think that kind of was his connection back to those lessons from Eddard's start.
True. Well, and also, at the current moment, this was before he got screwed over by Mystery Boy, but at the time, there was no reason for him to lie about it, because actually he thinks he's going to see Yara, and so if he's talking with someone that, is close to Yara, why would he be saying, "Oh, I fucked up, I should have been with the Starks, I never should have, done this stuff,"
No, that's true. I mean, I definitely, I'm not arguing that he feels like he didn't fuck up. I definitely think he fucks up. It's just not from a place where it's a moral place, like where he realizes he messed up morally. I still feel like he just thought he messed up decision-wise of what he should have done. But I still feel like he's not, like, come to this grand realization that what he did was wrong and that he should have, like, it was more just like, I messed, like, not even like, I messed up. Like, he did let everyone down, but more just, like, still pitying himself, like,
I see where you're going.
I felt self-pity, and that's why I don't still like him as much.
So still bottom three?
Still bottom
Still
three.
number one?
No, he's number... I don't like... Joffrey is probably number 2, and then Cersei is number 1.
Oh, shit. Cersei hasn't even been on your list yet.
Cersei,
she just jumped up to number 1.
Just because she's been slowly creeping, and then just like this last episode where she's like bitching, and then like, I should be... And then, like, she's like... I only care about our legacy. And then the first thing she says out of her mouth is the only motivation that she has is Joffrey. So, like, she doesn't give a shit about the legacy. She gives a shit about Joffrey. And that's insane because she's no control over Joffrey and created the monster that he is now. And it's her fault that Joffrey's even number 2 right now.
But she is his mom.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying.
In the end of the day, like...
For the legacy.
For a mom who... But I think she does really care about her children. Tyrion said that about her.
Yeah, your one redeeming quality is
her children. She does actually
love her kids. I do.
She knows, and she has acknowledged that she's got a little fucking monster on her hands.
Yeah, but she created that monster. Like, no offense to moms out there. I realize how hard it is, but I'm just saying, like, she created Joffrey, bitched about how hard he is now. Like, I hate when parents do that. Like, when they get to, like, teenage phase, and they're just like, they're so difficult, I don't know, what do you think you do with them? You had them for 17 years. How about you would have done it better then, and we could have not been with us now?
Did she completely create Joffrey, though? Because Tommen and Marcella, like, you've seen them, they seem normal.
She created Joffrey because he was going to be the one taking the crown, so she molded him to be a good king and, like, what he thought. I know she didn't make him as crazy as he is.
And Tyrion said, like, as far as incest, whenever the Targaryens have a child, you flip a coin whether or not they're going to be crazy or not. And he said, you've beaten the odds, which was when we found out that Tom and Marcella were also Jaime and... so he's like, you beat the odds. You only have 1 in 3 fucked up.
No, it's true.
And it's also a popular thing in mythology.
And
like, it takes you like to Mordred, and children of incest are typically portrayed as lunatics. So was it really her fault?
Yeah, that too. She also had a child. Like, it always goes back. It's her fault. Like, everything. Like, if you want to go back to her fucking Jaime and having a kid, that's her fault. If you want to go back to like lying about who his real father is, that's also fucked up too. If you really want to get into it, like, To tell that kid, and I know you have to, but like to tell that kid that Robert's your dad, and then like for Robert not to be in his life, and then to still lie to him, and then like to like try to get him molded into be a king when he's not even ready, and then to try to control him as Queen Regent. She's a fucked up character. Like she only cares about it's like caring about it as a mom way, not caring about him as a person. You know the point? It's not like, oh, I want to make sure that like he becomes the best of him. It's like I want to keep him alive. He's my son. I love him. It's not a nice place. That's kind of especially number one.
Anyway, we already jumped to King's Landing, but we were still talking about. We were just shuffling around your bottom three, but we'll go back to Theon.
That's right.
One last question on Theon. Liz wants to know about the mystery guy fucking with Theon. Who is he?
I don't know if he did yet.
Who is the mystery boy?
Who is he?
And why is he doing what he's doing?
Even more important,
right?
Than maybe who he is,
right?
Oh, if he works for the. I don't think he works for the Starks. He released him and then brought him back.
They basically made like a big circle.
Yeah, they basically made like a big circle, and he got him to like talk about what his true intentions were. I wonder if he works for Rob.
Okay.
Or he works for the Brothers Without Arms.
Brotherhood Without Banners?
Yeah, Brotherhood Without Banners maybe.
Okay.
But I don't know why they would care about Theon. It's either he works for Rob, and no, because then
he's trying to get a confession on him or
but then why would he bring him back? I really don't know. I'm stumped.
Okay.
Because I don't know why he'd bring him away and then bring him back, unless he works for his sister,
Yara.
Yeah, and Yara doesn't still actually like Theon like she says she does. She just wanted to know why he did, like the true reason why, and to see where his loyalty lied.
Okay.
And then that was where, or maybe he works for his father, and that's where they wanted to see truly where his loyalty lied. Or they're not in, or real mindfucks, they're not at all in Pike or involved with his dad or Yara, and they're somewhere else completely, because technically the only information that he's gotten that it's from, oh no, because he did say his dad knew about it. The prison guards did, huh? Because that's what he said, that he said that they told me that my dad knew of this. Is that true? Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, but can you really trust them?
No, not necessarily. But I feel like, yeah, that's true. So if you go down the road that they're not there, then he could be anybody.
Right.
But the only people that like don't, Theon only fucked over Rob.
Would it surprise you if his dad knew and hadn't done anything?
No.
Given what you've seen with his dad?
No, not at all. That's why I thought it was his
Okay.
dad. But then now thinking about it, it could be. It could be. Oh my god! Actually, it could be like Tywin's or like the other side's men that captured him, and they're just trying to find out. But then I don't know what that whole like. I don't get the point of releasing him. Like he was gonna talk and say whatever he needed to say after they tortured him. Like I don't get what the point of that guy releasing him and then bringing him back and working there.
Okay.
But it means something because you both asked. But I already know.
Does it mean anything?
That's
the question.
No. Like it's a fair question. We like
talking
about motivations in this show. What is that guy's
Thanks for pressing my button because that one bothered me. I didn't figure that one out. I don't know I don't understand why you would do that. That's messed up.
Genius Joey is stumped.
I'm stumped, guys. I really feel like I usually know.
All right,
I'm gonna have to wait until next episode. I hate to say that. I hate when I don't already think
I always like to usually save King's Landing for last because that's where usually a lot of different things are happening. So let's go to Brienne and Jaime. So Brienne was talking about you need to stay alive for revenge. So Arissa's like, revenge for who? And Jaime seems also kind of disinterested in that also as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get their whole... I mean, they have a weird dynamic right now. And so it's like they both kind of like hurt each other but then saved each other. And then it's like now they're both trying to help each other, I guess, a little bit, but like not really help each other. So she said some like, even though it was negative, some positive stuff that made him put like his hand into perspective. Even though it's like, if you really think about it, like that is a really big deal. But then if you kind of don't think about it, it's like it's just a hand. Like a lot of people lose a lot of things. So it's like it depends on how you put your perspective on it. So she helped him there, and then he helped her with the whole Sapphire thing. and then like now she's like talking to him like, why did you even do that? I don't really get that, like, but there is like a bond forming there, which is weird. I don't get that, but that is going to be a bond form.
So Becca wants to know, can Jamie actually trust Brienne, or is he just tolerating her because they're both prisoners?
I think Jamie can trust Brienne. I don't know if Brienne can trust Jamie.
Okay,
that's a good answer.
I like that answer.
Yeah, I totally think Brienne. If Jamie could get the trust of Brienne would be like super loyal. But like, I think also Brienne is way quicker to trust Jamie than Jamie would be to trust Brienne, and Jamie is not to trust at all, no matter what.
Okay. And then Austin Grounder wants to know like how your opinion of Jamie has gone over these past couple episodes since. Well, I mean, he just got his hand cut off, so like
his true colors are showing, and like he's growing as a character, which is cool for him, I guess. But like, he's gonna come back to King's Landing if he ever does get back to King's Landing, which he probably will, just because that's how the show goes. And like, his dad's not going to be cool with the fact that his hand's cut off, and like his main, like that's the heir to my throne, and you're a cripple, and because like cripples are apparently just as bad as bastards, and so like I realize the cripple's not like born into it, but like you can't be like a fighter with one hand, I guess. I don't think, unless he puts like a hook on it, and just like some crazy like, or has like another actress,
Captain Jamie Hook.
Captain Jamie Hook.
Captain Jamie, I just want to interject there because this is something I wanted to ask you in regards to Jamie. So like essentially, up until this season, when you saw Jamie, they kind of made a very skewed view of him because you kind of just see him kind of just be an asshole.
Yeah, he was kind
of
like
but this episode, like Brienne in her reveal about the Sapphire Isle, of how the Sapphire Isle is really about the water, not about the sapphires. That's not a real thing. And her
like, you knew.
Specifically saying, you knew that.
Yeah.
You know, so we saw Jamie lost his hand because he helped Brienne. And truthfully, he didn't have to.
But we talked about
what did it make you think of it?
And not to just keep distrusting, because I feel like the show wants you to see that little like light side of Jamie. But again, not that I'm not saying that there's some inherent like goodwill in him. By him levying that situation with Brienne and getting that guy to think along those terms, when he then threw out his terms, like also like, now that we're on the subject of getting money, I'm Jamie Lannister. I could make, and he got the guy to talk for him and asked him to get released. Like, so, I guess as much as I trust Jamie somewhat, like, I don't trust him fully. Like, even though he's building as a character.
And Belonglos, this is the last question on Jamie. Belonglos wants to know if Jamie is able to find the will to kind of go on. Will he be able to recover, and if so, to what extent?
Something like, deeper than just like fighting, and like that'll be the metaphor. Like I feel like it would be like he'll have to find something else, or maybe he'll be a trainer. I don't know, but like he'll have to find what he himself a little bit more than what it was before. It's just the Kingslayer and the builders.
I think it's a really good shakeup that he loses his hand because what you know about Jamie is that really the only thing he's ever dedicated himself to was fighting. And you know, like it's what he took pride on.
His confidence.
And you know, it's
my
clear.
Right hand is who I was.
It's clear that he doesn't really want to be a leader.
No,
it's not. He's not interested in that.
Yeah.
You know, it frustrates the hell out of his dad. You know, there's a reason why he joins the Kingsguard. Yeah. He did the Kingsguard to run away from his responsibilities of being a leader. So, like, now we're seeing that, like, the one thing he loved doing, which was, you know, giving people the sword.
Yeah.
He might not be able to do that anymore.
No, it's true. And so I feel like that's where he's going to have to, like, find his own way. And so, like, he's got knocked off of his horse in a way. His confidence has been shut. And so, like, you've always seen him, like, already known. Like, he never was, like, I don't think he's ever been truly worried. Like, throughout all of the crazy stuff, even when he was sitting tied, knowing he was going to get killed, willing to die, it still was not to where he got his hand cut off and he's at now. Like, he's at a low point now, which he is only up to go from there.
All right. So, now we'll finally go to King's Landing. So, Orissa has a few questions. First off, so Tyrion is trying to figure definitive evidence that it was actually Cersei that tried to get him killed. If he's able to get that type of evidence, what do you think his type of revenge?
I don't know what the point of like I don't know who he'd bring that to, because no one's going to give a shit of any power. Tywin's not going to give a shit. You're the outcast of the family, and it's his daughter. Like, he's not going to do anything. And I know that Joffrey's not going to do anything. So, the evidence is more on himself, and I feel like he already knows. So I guess the evidence, in my opinion, is less relevant.
Or would he bring it to somebody who would give a shit?
Yeah, I guess you could, but in my opinion, he needs to play his cards right, because he doesn't have too many friends right now, and there's not too many people that just go by the books in King's Landing. I guess he could I guess he could bring it to the Martells.
But like you said, though, like, is Tywin ever really going to? So, like, has he plateaued before he can go with the Lannisters anyways? And is this... Is this kind of his opportunity to be like, you know what? All right.
Oh, I hope he realizes that. I mean, I feel like he...
You said last episode that he was approaching Theon, because, like, when Theon had the choice of, like, helping the Greyjoys or helping the Starks, and he helped the Greyjoys, he's like, Theon just immediately went to my bottom, and Tyrion's been your favorite this whole show.
My favorite. And I'm not saying if he stayed Lannister that he'd drop, but the much better decision is to leave, because, like, he's also getting shunned by his father. He also just... That's why I said Tywin made an enemy that last episode, and, like, Tywin fucked up. That's Tywin's undoing right there, is when he... Like, because if he would have embraced Tyrion, they would have been an unstoppable duo. But by him, like, cutting off Tyrion and making him his enemy, which now Tyrion is, not yet, but pretty much so, and especially if he ever, like, hurts Shay, which I think will happen, sadly, Tyrion is going to be on a fucking run.
Let's actually continue on to Tywin and Tyrion. So Tywin and Tyrion had some harsh words in the last episode, and then this episode, Tywin and Cersei had some harsh words. So,
not really.
That's daddy just bitch slapping his kid.
Yeah.
He doesn't, because he's
coming down and laying down the line. He's like, alright, Jaime, you're fucking stupid. Cersei, you're fucking stupid. Tyrion, you're fucking stupid. Get your shit together.
It's the truth.
You're all stupid just for different reasons.
Yeah, it's sad when he's going to see Jaime, because he's going to get so mad at Jaime, which, just knowing, it's either coach dad mentality.
Tywin might low-key hate his children.
Well, he does. Because he feels like he should have had himself.
You're right.
Or like he's had more Tywins. Like,
but you know, it's interesting, not to bring up the books, because people watch the show.
No, I like stuff from the books.
But there's a quote in the books that I always use in reference to Tyrion, and it's that a woman says that Tyrion is actually Tywin. And that, like, Tywin has, in reference to Tywin has always seen Jaime as his, this is my baby, this is my brainchild, this is the one I'm grooming. And this woman who's known the Lannister family made the claim that he's actually been missing it the whole time, and it's really Tyrion. So it's interesting that she said that, like, he's messing up because he's not seeing that the one that he should be listening to
is Tyrion.
Is the one he spurns the most.
And it's funny because I really thought he was giving Tyrion a compliment by, like, making him hand of the king in season one, but it was almost like I think he might have done it in spite of Tyrion, just because he's like just throwing him in there as like some random like. Because I would never understood how he won.
Last episode, you were saying that he probably did it because he thought Tyrion was going to fail, and like he wanted King's Landing to kind of go down so he could kind of come in and save the day.
Exactly.
Oh, that's an interesting theory. That's not the way I saw it. Because you know what? What made him do that was when Tyrion was the only one in that meeting with all the army commanders.
The new
to straight up tell it how it is. And he
like
said,
when Joffrey,
he said, "Look, we can still talk about all this stuff, but we're not going to have no kind of peace, And Tywin kind of had to look at him like he's fucking right, That's how I always felt like.
No,
that
I
was
thought
the first time.
But then I still feel like Tywin's a lot smarter than to just get impressed by one conversation, in my opinion.
But I think Tywin is also smart enough to know that, like, even if he doesn't like Tyrion because his very existence kind of insults him, he still kind of sees that he's not an idiot.
I'm curious to see why he's still scorning him and making him like the master of coin and like this other stuff. Like, I'm still not getting that. Like, I get he's mad, but he has to be more intelligent than to, like, a constant reminder of his wife's death. Like, I know he hates him for that, but I feel like Tywin would not squander ability over his own frustration, especially in the kingdom right now.
Well, maybe it's his flaw. Everybody has one flaw. Tyrion's flaw is he can't stay away from the bitches and the booze.
Yeah.
You know, like as brilliant as Tyrion can be,
Yeah.
the bitches and the booze get in the way sometimes. You know, Jamie. So, you know, Cersei is Tywin hit stamped what Cersei's problem is. She's not as smart as she thinks she is.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Tywin's problem is
His
that
stubbornness.
he can't see past Tyrion.
No,
Maybe
that's true.
You know, maybe that's his fatal flaw.
And then Arissa's last question. You found out just how much Varys hates magic. Given
to torture a sorcerer that
Right.
cut off his balls. Probably.
Given that, you know, some houses are okay with using magic, like Stannis is like using the Red Woman. You know, Bran even potentially has some magical abilities with this war game. So, like, what house actually is the best fit, given his hatred of magic? I mean, is it actually the Lannisters?
Yeah, probably actually. I mean, because, well, I mean, they use the wildfire, which is alchemy, but it's not magic, and so, I think he needs to be where there's the most stability and the most power for Varys to work. Because if you put him in an unstable place with a lot of power, he could die. And if you put him in a stable place with no power, he could die. And so for Varys to work properly, you need a lot of influence with a lot of stability, a lot of power, a lot of stability. King's Landing is the perfect place for him because he has a lot of power and still title with the stability. So I feel like he needs to stay there. Like, I know he wouldn't work in the fucking North, and I know he wouldn't work necessarily in the Tyrells because I feel like his circle of influence is stronger as the King's Landing than it is the Tyrells. So I feel like Varys, especially for working for the kingdom, if he truly does say he does, or even just for his own, like, he needs to be where the most power is and the most network is, and that's there. I guess if anywhere else, maybe Bravos or like some other like huge place of trade.
Can I add, because this is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
So, because now we finally brought up Varys. Okay, so this episode, Varys goes to the Queen of Thorns, Olenna Tyrell, and he brings up something very, very interesting about Littlefinger.
Yeah.
And this is the moment I always like try and stress to people, because Varys and Littlefinger are equals and opposites because of the fact that you got two guys who literally came from nothing, both of them. Absolutely nothing. No lands, no titles. And, you know, like you said, no lands, no titles, no army. He's like, you know, Baelish has got two of them.
Yeah.
How long before he gets the army, you know? It's almost as if Varys is the only person who takes Littlefinger seriously as a threat. And he, you know, he's coming to her pleading, like almost pleading, like, please take this seriously.
Yeah.
This guy is something to fuck with. So what do you think in terms of that Littlefinger, Varys, like, rivalry? Because if you think back to season 1, when they both had that conversation where Littlefinger's looking at the throne.
Yeah.
You know, this is the first time we heard Varys out loud say Littlefinger is one of the most dangerous people in Westeros. And think about it, this is a guy he hangs out with. Seriously, Joffrey. He hangs out with powerful people, and for him to make the statement, Littlefinger is the most. What do you?
Well, I think
you
he
think
already knew that he respected him as one of the most dangerous people because they've had conversations before, even in one of the council meetings, and like one time where they met and there was like in the throne room where they were just coming back at each other. Also, I think deeper than that too, as much as he knows that is a danger, I feel like this marrying between the Tyrells and Sansa, if it does come to fruition, which I don't know if it is or not.
Fruition, drink.
Oh, man, that was a drink. I forgot that was the one.
Fruition and foreshadow.
But if Varys might have a play in that too, so I'm hesitant to see whether it's him just really looking out for the good of the land so he can stay in this land and stay in power, or if it's him trying to like keep weaving and climbing through the web that he does crawl on and spinning one more web to where he could like cast the North as a power with the Tyrells. Because if the Tyrells get with the North, like that's a pretty unstoppable duo, just as much as the Lannisters, and especially if you add the kingdom to that.
Basically, whoever you add the Tyrells to.
Yeah, that's the truth. And so, like, if you add the Tyrells with the North and Marjorie's in some sort of power that could overthrow Joffrey on some level, like, or Joffrey gets overthrown, and then the Tyrells are just in power of that area, and then King's Landing too, and North can just peacefully coexist as North, like I'm sure they're okay with them doing, then that would be crazy. So I feel like as much as I want to say Varys is working for the kingdom, I feel like also Varys is working for Varys, and so I'm hesitant to see whether it's truly, because I want to believe that Varys is just like the spider that keeps like keeping everything together.
I mean, think about it. He has survived 3 different regimes.
He has.
Yeah.
But, like, my point is that, like, I have to see where his intentions are. Also, the realm hasn't done that well.
But shit, you know, does that make you think, like, what is this guy capable of? Because the only constant in the past 3 regimes has been Varys.
And Maester.
Pycelle.
And Pycelle.
Yeah.
That's true. But that's more of a religious thing, so it's less like.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
for Varys, there's no reason. They have no reason to keep him.
That's another thing. Back when I was telling you that all maesters were just learned
spies.
people, they are also religious figureheads. So
yeah, I mean that, but like he's also like has a really, I don't know how long he's had this, but he has a like, especially for kings, which is good. He's like their central intelligence agency, pretty much, and like he's like their network of like.
That's actually a good idea.
He's
the CIA.
He's the CIA, and so like he does shady shit for the good of everyone, or for good of whoever they.
He's kind of J. Edgar Hoover. You know, like he uses blackmail and stuff. And he's got everybody's dirt,
and so like, and you have a web of spies, and so like. He's powerful because he has knowledge, and that's what Varys' power is. And
so, he's always been so mysterious, and like this is the first time we took away actually some of the mystery, because we actually learned a little bit. At least we got a little taste of who he was,
quick taste,
and
like,
what motivates him.
Let's not let a shadow dictate who a person is, and so I feel like as much as I like to see that he is showing a little bit more of his character, I'm not quick to jump to a conclusion yet, because I'm like...
That's always a safe bet, not jumping to conclusions in this show.
Yeah, so as much as I want to trust him here already, I want to say that like he's also doing it for just as much as I wanted to trust Littlefinger that he was truly helping Sansa. I knew he wasn't. I knew he was truly... So, it's fucked up that like a lot of people aren't really helping Sansa, even though they are, but they're just helping her because she's a title.
So yeah, let's continue with Sansa. So Belonglos is talking about, you know, Marjorie bonding with Sansa. Chloe Riley wants to know your thoughts on people talking about potentially Sansa and Loras.
I don't mind that coupling. I feel like from what I've known of the Tyrells so far, they handle their shit and they're kind people so far. Like I know that there's some type of like thorn to this rose that like we haven't seen yet in the story, but like pun intended. But I haven't seen it yet, and Loras is gay, so at least she's not going to be getting raped by some grown-ass man, and hopefully left alone to just be a power placement and, like, taken care of and, like, almost made to be, like, dumb. If that happens, no way in hell do I think Joffrey's going to allow Loras Tyrell to marry Sansa. Like, I feel like he would take it disrespectful, and I feel like that's going to be the wedge that drives in between him and Marjorie, because Marjorie's going to be like, it's a good idea, da-da-da. Why do you care about her, da-da-da? And I feel like Joffrey's just gonna be like, that was who I was supposed to, like, da-da-da. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's not gonna, and I feel like Joffrey is gonna be, okay, Tywin's definitely gonna be savvy to that. Like, I feel like he's gonna know that that's, like, not cool at all. And I feel like,
well, but the whole reason why they wanted to marry Sansa to Joffrey in the first place is that if the war was to end, like, Sansa actually helps kind of bring a claim back to the North.
But Tywin knows that would be where the power goes with the North, though, as well.
It's to the Tyrells.
It's to the Tyrells, and so, like...
Okay. But if it wasn't for Littlefinger and Varys, nobody's even really thinking about this kind of right now.
No, I know. And
it's kind of on the back burner of everybody's minds, but it doesn't seem to be on the back burner of Littlefinger. It seems to be at the highest priority.
Because they're not thinking that far, but I also feel like they don't need to marry Sansa in yet. They have control of her. That's why the Lannisters aren't doing anything. And because I feel like they know they have her, they don't necessarily need to like jump to anything. And I feel like at the moment, Tywin thought it was a better idea to marry in Marjorie and have that coupling go right now to secure that bond at the moment. But also have Sansa in your back pocket. That's a great thing for the Lannisters. And so I feel like they're just going to keep fighting over Sansa and who gets to keep her. But I don't think Joffrey's going to let her go.
Okay. And then last question from Chloe Riley. So how do you think Cersei is going to react to Marjorie being able to even have more control of Joffrey now?
What do you mean more control? Like,
well, like
marriage?
because Marjorie was just like, hey, let's go outside and meet all the people.
Oh, like
and Cersei's just like, no.
Yeah, no, I mean, she is slowly taking over Joffrey completely.
Yes, new sheriff in town.
Oh yeah, completely, and I feel like also Tywin's okay with it because he's keeping.
He's like, someone's finally able to.
Yeah, I love that little
that
shade
line.
she threw in there too, where she corrects her and she's like, "Oh, she's the queen regent.
Queen regent.
She's the queen regent."
And I hope it'd be the queen soon. Yeah. Oh,
I
love that.
think that's the perfect way of like, there's a new bitch in town.
No,
like,
it's true that she knows it too, which is good. And she wants to be. And I don't think anyone needs to forget this. She said she wanted to be the queen, not a queen. So
I don't.
Like,
That's true.
She said
the queen,
the queen, not a queen. And so I don't ever for a second forget the fact that she wants to be the one fully in power. And it's going to be... I'm curious to see how that's going to play out when Daenerys comes against Marjorie.
Right.
That's going to be an interesting coupling. But right now she's just going to keep like working to where she gets more power. And right now having Sansa in her corner is much better than having in Joffrey's corner. But I feel like she has to work that very delicately because he could also fuck over Loras really quickly
So you're
if he
saying
wanted to.
so she's playing the game pretty well right now?
Who is? Marjorie? She's playing it away. I don't know if I'd say well. I'm not aggressively. She is going full court press on Joffrey. Joffrey's one crazy shit. He could literally like tie him, not to get graphic, but he could like have the mountain fuck Loras, like just cause, like just to make a point out of Marjorie. Like at any point, like he could like do anything crazy and get away with it because he's the king. So Joffrey's a wild card. I'd never just be like, you got him. Like, she's doing well at the moment, and she's, like, playing aggressive, but at any point...
there's a limit to how
there's
well
a
you're
limit
doing,
to what
because
you're
at any
doing.
time, you just never know what he's going to do.
Sir Ilyn bringing his head.
And he's not listening to, like, Cersei right now.
I always try to bring up Ned Stark.
Oh.
So sad. I know he was digging it in deeper. Dude, it's only been weeks for me. It's been years for you. It's been weeks for me. It's been not even a whole month since Ned died, and I'm already at this point.
Wow.
I'm like speed watching, but it's crazy. But anyways, it's such a
You
weird
got
thing
some
still.
more depths to come.
I know. So
Yeah,
I would say
We're not even at the halfway point yet.
Nope.
I would say that
we can talk about did we talk about Lord Mormont on that?
Oh yeah, Lord Mormont.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, we did kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, we
When
talked
were
about the
how-
mutiny.
Yeah, what they're gonna do.
But not specifically Lord Mormont.
About yeah. Oh yeah. Lord
We had
Commander. Lord
that.
Commander.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lord
Lord
Mormont
Commander
died.
is your Mormont. Yeah.
I mean, I knew he was gonna die soon. They slowly start pulling away from his own character more and more. Like I just felt like he was just kind of like a support character.
So who's the power at the wall now? Like, who do you think would be best for the watch?
Oh, Jon.
But he's with the Wildlings right now.
I guess for the moment being, the guy who's friends with Sam, maybe?
Which one?
Grand Pip.
Grand Pip or Dolores?
Probably Pip. Whatever the taller one, the better fighter is.
The guy with the...
That's Grand.
Grand. I guess Grand because I can't think of anyone else.
And what about Alistair Thorne? I mean, like, the guy that's the trainer for everybody, wouldn't he be the best fit for the watch?
He's a piece of shit, and he's already gone.
But he's respected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he's respected, and I guess he can show the severity of, like, what's coming, and he needs to, like, get everyone, and like, maybe he'll listen, but I don't know, I don't want to see him.
I mean, in terms of experience, I mean, Alistair Thorne has fought, he's fought in battles, you know, for the Westerosi Kings, and he's
actually lived through a winter before.
Lived through winter, so, you know.
So he knows that there are the White Walkers, then.
No,
White Walkers are new. Like they've been asleep for like thousands of years.
But you know, he knows more about winter than anyone else on that wall. Now that
I mean, I guess
gone.
I just don't like his decision making, and I don't like his call. But I mean, I'm not saying that like. I guess over Grant, but like
Grant's like new. He's like a recruit.
But I thought you just meant the people who are coming.
Okay,
but like I guess because I mean it's a motley crew that he has right there, and if he's gonna get the guys who just murdered the other one, I guess he's the only one who can be like a tough enough grit to like keep everyone in line. But I totally forgot. I thought he was sent like super far away.
No, he's actually still at the wall.
Yeah, I think he's still at the wall.
He stayed.
Yeah.
He
like at the end of season 1, like all of them like marched out.
In fact, I
Are you sure? Because didn't he say how he saved John? Was like that puts him way over there, miles in between you guys. Once he kept John, and
that's the
killed
reason why.
John.
That's the reason why. Because he said, "Come north of the wall with me," and that puts you far away from Alistair Thorne because Alistair Thorne is still at the wall.
Oh, I totally.
So Alistair Thorne is essentially in charge at the wall right now.
Right now. He's
Oh,
in charge,
okay.
Because in the absence of Lord Commander Mormont, because he took his.
Oh, so then
north.
then of course him. Then I didn't realize he was in. I thought he was sent somewhere. I was.
No. He is still out.
Oh well, then then of course him put in charge then.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought he got sent to a different place just to like take care of something, which put thousands of miles in between them that way, and that's why he was staying at the wall. But yeah, so then him.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, one last question.
Yeah.
Beric Dondarrion. I said bound. Beric Dondarrion versus the Hound. Who's taking?
Oh yeah. What predictions on the trial by combat?
I don't see either of them dying, but I don't know how that can work. I don't see either of them dying. I guess I'll say that.
Okay.
Neither of them will die. Something will stop before they die. I don't see the Hound not being a part of this anymore, especially with the whole fire, being afraid of fire. That's going to go farther later on in the season, I'm sure. That's too gold to, like, especially with everything being wrapped around fire, then fly the Lord of Fire, like fire killing the White Waters. Like, there's no way they're just going to get the dragons.
Fire.
There's no way they're going to get the guy who's afraid of fire to, like, just die right now in trial of combat. But so maybe he'll get injured, but I don't think he'll die. And this guy just got reintroduced and looked like a
trial by combat is to the death.
Is to the death, yeah.
Like
someone has to die. Someone has to die to, to show the gods justice.
I'll give you this. I don't think. Okay, then at that point, then I don't think that the trial of combat will take place. If it does take place, then that other guy. Then I don't.
Beric Dondarrion.
Beric Dondarrion.
You think the Beric Dondarrion will take him down?
Yeah. No.
It's going to be taken down.
Oh, so the Hound is going to win.
The Hound's going to win. I say if the trial by combat even does happen. Which I'm saying I don't think it will. Then, if you're telling me that if it does start, that the only way is death, then, and it does happen, then Derek Bombarian will die. Maybe even kill
Derek Bombarian.
Yeah, whatever his.
He just got reintroduced.
And that's my point. I don't think he's gonna die either. He just got reintroduced, and they made a point to reintroduce him. So, unless this
just remember this. You didn't think Ned Stark was going to
I also didn't. Right?
No one thought that because they're like, oh, Sean Bean, he's like the most known actor in this thing. He's not going to die in not even the season finale. Something's going to stop it.
Boom. Yeah, you're right. That's true. So I guess Derek Bombarian. I don't think that was
Beric Dondarrion.
Beric?
Every time you say to yourself, I don't think they're going to die because of this, just remember... I thought Ned was not going to die.
That's a good reminder. Hey, can that's every time.
And we're still twisting that Ned wound. Sorry about that.
You guys suck,
sorry.
I'm still steering.
I think that's kind of a good place to kind of end the discussion. So, as a reminder, again, go to the @BoardWatchGames Twitter page. Justin will be up there for voting. There will be 2 houses left. Again, whichever house that Justin gets. The house that's left over is the one that Robert is going to be.
And there is a wrong answer.
There is a wrong answer, I guess.
There is a wrong answer.
So
I'm not going to say any more than that, but there's a wrong house. Get it right, please.
Check out that poll and vote for Justin. And until next time, thanks for watching.